Hello everyone, I am Dattatreya Nikam. Welcome you all on our channel eFunda for continuous session on oil and gas engineering part 4 actuated valves and shutdown valves. Today's topic is going to be different and maybe sometimes our videos are little longer than expected because we don't want to compromise on the quality and the technical content of our videos. If you feel our videos are more informative and useful, then like, share and subscribe to our channel to get latest updates and reviews on various subjects. In continuation to all our previous videos related to oil and gas engineering, if you have not seen those, the detailed links are provided in the description. Please go through the same so that continuity will be there on our current topic. Our today's topic, actuated valve or shutdown valves. This valve and their functionality and design we will be seeing in today's topic. So let's continue with our new topic, actuated ball valve XSDV. A shutdown valve, also referred as SDV or emergency shutdown valve, ESV, ESD or ESDV, is an actuated valve designed to stop the flow of a hazardous fluid upon detection of a dangerous event. In other words, if any emergencies occur and some flow of a hazardous liquid is going in field, then we have to stop that flow. For that reason we are using shutdown valves. The symbols we can see are provided, various types: manual operated, pneumatic actuator, rotary piston type, electric actuator, hydraulic actuator. Below picture you can see the valve design, valve body, valve actuator and open close indication are provided on the valve top. A safety shut-off valve should be fail-safe, that is close upon failure of the any of the control input system such as temperature controller, steam pressure controller, air pressure, fuel pressure, current from flame detector or current from other safety devices to cut off. Typical shutdown valve and on-off valve configurations are open, close limit switches, solenoid or pilot valves. Valve design selection as per VMS, actuator selection based on company or client specification, which includes actuator sizing, partial stroke testing, that is local or remote, manual override and types of opening etc. can be seen from the picture provided. Shutdown valve operation and working. The XSDV provides protection against possible harm to people, equipment or environment. Shutdown valves forms part of a safety instrumented system. The process of providing automated safety protection upon detection of hazardous event is called functional safety. The typical XSDV arrangement shown on the PNIDs, where you can see actuated valve with open close limit switches and then XPV is provided, operated through solenoid valve from the signal received from controller. Parts of valve body, then XSDV use where safety on processing is critical important, where quick shutdown is required. These valves are fail to close, that is air to open, tight shut off, that is zero leakage through wall, full bore, that is FB piggable lines, and reduced bore RB non-piggable lines. For this topic you can refer our previous video. The links are provided in the description where one can understand what is piggable lines. Manual override operation, opening and closing time. These are the critical parameters to be studied while designing of the shutdown valves. Valve body parts you can see in the pictures, and typical installation of a shutdown valve in field you can see, where the huge large size of actuators are required to open and close the operation of XSDV in the field. Types of XSDV: metal seated and soft seated. Today we will see brief on this type of valves. Metal seated bell valves are used as a shutdown valves, and use of metal seated ball leads to overall lower cost when taking into account of lost production and inventory. The repair cost resulting from use of these valves which have a lower initial cost. Straight through valves such as rotary shaft ball valves, where typically high recovery valves are valves that lose little energy due to little flow turbulence. The flow paths are straight through. Rotary control valves, butterfly valves and ball valves are good examples of high recovery valves. For air intake shutdown valve, two distinct types are commonly utilized, that is butterfly and swing gate valves, because diesel engines ignite fuel using compression instead of electronic ignition. Shutting off the fuel source to a diesel engine will not necessarily stop the engine from continuous running. This is a brief about type of valves, and for further details we will move over to next slide. Types of actuation and basic actuator definitions. XSDV form part of a sys. It is necessary to operate the valve by means of an actuator. These actuators are normally fail-safe fluid power type. Typical examples of these actuators or fluid types are pneumatic cylinder, hydraulic cylinder, electro-hydraulic actuator. In addition to the fluid type, actuators are vary based on energy stored to operate valve on the demand as follows: single acting cylinder or spring return, where the energy is stored by means of compressed spring. Double acting cylinder, energy is stored using a volume of compressed fluid. Basic actuator definitions: single acting, fail open or fail close. Actuator with internal spring that will return to the valve to the initial position on the loss of air supply, and same is also known as spring return. Double acting, where air is required to open or close the actuator. The actuator will fail in place with loss of air supply, and the same is also known as direct acting. Start of air, the amount of torque produced by the air supply to the actuator to start movement from normal position. End of spring, the amount of torque that the internal spring provides normal position with all air pressure removed. This position, spring is considered to be in its relaxed position, that is with a preload. Minimum air is the lowest torque valve of an actuator produced by the air supply. Depending on the actuator type, the value as end of air. The other time it may be mid-stroke position. For this detail, please refer actuators manufacturer catalog. End of air, the amount of torque produced by the air to hold the actuator in its end of travel position. Start of spring, the amount of torque produced by the internal spring at actuator's end of stroke position. This is the force actuator will supply as the air is removed and the actuator reverses the direction from its end of travel position. These are the basic definition one should understand carefully while designing of the actuators. We can see various types of actuator, that is electrical, pneumatic and hydraulic actuators. Primarily in the electric actuator, the electric motor are used and various electrical components are used to have the electrical actuation based on the electrical supply. Pneumatic actuator, quarter turn actuator, where you can see spring position, Scotch yoke and air cylinder. To understand the simplicity, cross-sectional area are shown in the picture. Quarter turn hydraulic actuator, that is the linear hydraulic actuator, double acting hydraulic actuator. The spring position, Scotch and yoke and the cylinder types can be seen in the figure, as these are the hydraulic actuators, and this is the way the actuators are working. For detail, one can refer to the vendor catalog. Understanding minimum and maximum supply pressure. For an actuator to be reliable, it has to be capable of operating at a minimum pressure supply available. Develop sufficient torque to overcome the valve torque throughout the complete stroke. Meet the service factor and safety factor established by end user or what is recommended by valve manufacturer, whichever is higher. While sizing the actuator, one should understand minimum and maximum supply pressure, actuator type, fail mode, valve torque. Minimum supply pressure. The actuator has to able to develop sufficient torque to operate the valve at the minimum supply pressure. This will ensure that the actuator will work even when the supply pressure is at its lowest value. Maximum supply pressure. The maximum supply pressure is important because the actuator has to be able to handle that pressure safely as well. Always remember to use minimum and maximum supply pressure for actuator sizing. No normal operating pressure shall be used for actuator sizing. Excess dV shall be fail close type and will bring to system to a safe condition. These are the common understanding one should have while designing the valve actuator. Actuator sizing. The actuator designed to withstand the maximum operating pressure, that is MOP, during field travel whilst ensuring design fatigue life for all valve and the actuator component which are deemed to operate at the maximum rated torque output for the duration of their working life. The manufacturer shall certify for the actuator torque calculation. The shutoff valve will not start closing under spring force at a minimum pneumatic supply pressure. Please note that. An air filter reducer or the relief valve shall not be used to reduce supply pressure to MOP. Air filter reducer or a relief valve is only allowed to reduce maximum actuator torque in order to protect the valve stem against shearing during the power stroke in cases where supply pressure sometimes higher than the normal pressure. While actuator sizing performance table is a key factor, in this case we are referring rotor actuator is for reference only. When considering the torque values to operate the valve, one should consider how much torque is required to fully open or fully close down the valve. If valve stuck in between mid function of opening or closing state of the valve, safety factor is required to consider while sizing the actuator. Some of the key important terminologies are required to understand. Brake torque, that is brake to open, abbreviated as BTO. This is the amount of torque required to start the movement of the valve from closed position. Second one, running torque, that is a mid stroke, that is RT. This is the amount of torque required to maintain movement of the valve between open and closed positions. Closing torque, that is sitting torque or ETC. This is the amount of torque required to sit a valve into its closed position. Maximum shaft torque, that is MAST, the torque required to permanently deform or break the valve stem. Safety factor, the recommended safety factor is always 25% for valves that required 100 in lb torque to open, the actuator brake torque at 125 in lbs. These are some of the key terminologies one should understand while considering the actuator sizing. For detailed understanding on performance table, we are using rotor actuator as an example. This is only used as an example and external information and not designed for any specific application. One can see in the table various colors are being used to identify each required values related to valve design. The items are indicated in red text with yellow highlight. Items are indicated in a blue text and gray highlight. Items are indicated in brown text with blue highlight. This is the typical format one should understand. For considering the valve design, one should refer the table as indicated in color wise. Let's take an example for XXX UE2201. We have three values indicated in yellow, gray and blue. That means when you have a ratio of 778.6, that is a BTO value, to the actuator brake to open, that is BTO value in gray, should have a ratio, that is a safety factor will be of 2.18. In this fashion, one should correlate that the items indicated in yellow to the ratio items are indicated in gray, and the calculated value coming in blue is a real safety factor for each terminology is indicated. This table is little difficult to understand in first instance. However, by study one can analyze in detail. However, we are giving you the key aspects of valve actuator design. which will be helpful to understand the design. Always remember that wall mast is always greater than the actuator max torque value. This will ensure that your wall stem shall be safe, and if the ratio of valve mast to actuator max torque is less than equal to 1, means your valve stem will be facing some mechanical damage. To avoid this, always ensure that ratio of wall mass to the actuator mass torque is greater than 1 by using additional regulator and relief valve. Now we will see the uses of regulator and relief valve. Regulator, this will reduce operating pressure even further below to minimum supply pressure, ensuring that actuator will not achieve a torque output that could damage your wall stem. Relief valve, this will ensure that in the event of a regulator failure, the output torque of the actuator at minimum supply pressure will not damage your valve stem. Always recommended to set the relief valve at 10% or 15% above the regulator setting. With this, one can conclude that understanding on the actuator design. But request to all our viewer that please study this performance table related to actuator sizing to have a better understanding and useful design for your engineering application based on the data provided by the wall actuator manufacturer and wall manufacturer. This is the key aspects of actuator wall sizing performance table. Now before conclusion, we will see briefly shutdown wall accessories. One can see pneumatic schematic of valve actuation scheme is shown in the picture, where one can see instrument air supply is provided, and to the various components it will reach to the valve actuator where the operations are performed to the specified requirement. And some of the components are required essentially are solenoid valve, that is SOV, or pilot valve based on the actuation medium, either it's air, gas, limit switches or position transmitter to know the exact position of the valve, either it's open or close or continuation valve position remotely. The regulator for setting the supplies, quick exhaust valve for exhaust of the fluid so as to achieve quick shutdown of the actuated ball valve, flow regulator which will give the regulated supply for this, and some of the check valves as well as the buck screen, silencer or the dust expander based on the application criticality. This is how the complete wall design is performed in engineering organization. For better understanding, please go through the information related to the wall design available from client specification, and with this video we think that we have provided the required information on understanding of the actuated or shutdown valve design for oil and gas engineering. Thanks for watching our video and stay tuned to have an update on our new topics on our channel. Please subscribe to our channel to get latest updates on various subjects and our topic. Please provide your comments, feedback in comment box how you feel today's video and the choice of new topic which we are looking from eFunda team. Once again, thank you.